Episode 9 is said to have many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as we get closer to the release of Episode 9, and especially closer to the release of the Episode 9 teaser trailer, a lot of people are getting very curious about this movie, especially when it comes to Rey's lineage and Kylo Ren's endgame in Episode 9 by JJ. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the characters of Rey, Poe, Finn, and even Rey's father. Specifically, a description of Rey on board of the Millennium Falcon, landing on a desert world with Finn and Poe. It said that Finn, Poe, and Rey are unloading speeders down the ramp of the Millennium Falcon, where all three characters eventually split apart, with Poe and Finn going on their own mission, where it's said to be the beginning of Rey's journey on this desert world, likely to be the planet of Jakku. The next goes over Rey going inside of a structure with a tent outside that is said to have once been the home of her father. It said that Rey comes across a letter in a drawer, written on a piece of flexipast. It's said to be an important message by her father, revealing all details of an observatory and what lies inside of it, as well as the exact location of the Lost City, that reveals new secrets of the Jedi and the Sith. It said that Rey's father was on a journey to both of these locations before he vanished. It's also said that the letter written on the flexipast mentions to anyone that finds this place is to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this sounds like it most definitely is the planet of Jakku. Now, first things first, I want to go over flexipast. In case you guys have no idea what that is, it's basically Star Wars version of paper. To really put it simple, that's all it really is. However, this letter that Rey comes across inside of this structure with a tent outside, it's actually said to have once been the home of her own father on whatever world this is. In my opinion, this has got to be the planet of Jakku. Now, the mention of the observatory matches directly up with the Jakku Observatory that's actually a part of some of the other books out there, like Aftermath and, of course, Empire's End, you name it. The Jakku Observatory is actually a location of important Sith artifacts and Sith lore that actually do contain a lot of secrets of course, Emperor Palpatine. So, with that being said, alright, we also know that Rey comes across the home of her father that contains this letter that also marks the exact location of the Lost City. Is it very well possible that the Lost City is actually going to end up being underneath the surface of the planet of Jakku, and that's exactly why Emperor Palpatine had an interest in that planet in some of the books under the Disney canon? Guys, you can really see all the dots and how they're starting to connect now, and I think it's becoming more and more likely that the Lost City in Episode 9 is very well going to be underneath the surface of the planet of Jakku, and that's really going to make this planet a whole lot more important than ever before, is because we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to explore other aspects of The Force Awakens that's really going to change our view on Episode 7 and 8 in, of course, Episode 9's story. So the other one of which that I do want to go over is how the father in the actual letter actually explains that to prevent this from going into the wrong hands, this exact location. Now, could this very well be the MacGuffin of Episode 9? We do know that the MacGuffin is going to be a controversial piece to the audience in Episode 9, and that it is indeed going to change from start to finish of the movie. So in case you guys have no idea what a MacGuffin really is, the MacGuffin is a plot device that moves the story forward. A great example in Episode 7 is, of course, the map of Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker's lightsaber was essentially the MacGuffin of that story. Now, if we look at Episode 9, J.J. Abrams is bringing back that whole entire concept in order to move a plot actually forward into the actual story. So, what I like about this is that it gives Rey's father a specific legacy. We do know that he was on a journey to discovering the observatory and the Lost City. Likely, to me it's likely that this is all going to be based within the planet of Jakku, and there's a lot of hints that are pointing toward Jakku returning in episode 9. The biggest one of all is that they shot over in Wadi Rum, specifically over in Jordan, which was the exact location that they were going to use for episode 7 for the planet of Jakku before switching to another location, which was Abu Dhabi. Now, what I find very intriguing about all of this, of how the scene is actually set up, is that the Millennium Falcon lands on the surface of this planet with Rey, Finn, and Poe, pretty much unloading speeders down the ramp of the Millennium Falcon, where Poe and Finn go on their own mission, and Rey splits and goes on a personal mission of her own on whatever world this really is. So you can really see that they're trying to do something similar to what we already saw in the originals, where you do have all three characters teaming up and eventually splitting apart and doing their own thing in order to get the job done on their own terms. So that's what I like about J.J. Abrams, is that he's bringing back a lot of elements from the originals, such as all three characters actually being together on the same screen here in the same sequence, and also, splitting them up and having them do their own thing, and then eventually regrouping once again. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.